about young people
Yeah.
got run into or something and killed them. And that car I just moved just now over there, took over in the front, is my daughter's car.
Oh.
I had 2 daughters and a son. My oldest daughter passed away, and then just a few months later, my other daughter passed away. Just a few months apart.
How did?
My first one, the oldest one, she had a anemic, a blood disease.
Oh, blood anemic.
Yeah, and she had wasn't supposed to be around nobody, and we had her. She owned her own home and everything, worked from home, and she's licensed. I sent her to college to work in the medical field.
Medical field. Yeah.
But she couldn't work around it anymore because she had that
Anemic
shit. So she had to. She went to college and she got a license for 5 different things, but one of them was insurance broker.
Okay.
And she could do that from home.
Yeah.
And she had 2 daughters, and she was homeschooling them. And so I would go up there, I'd drive my Corvette up there, or I'd ride my Harley up there and see her. But I would stay outside and talk to them on the phone.
Oh.
And I'd see them in the window because I didn't want to get them sick.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody was supposed to do. And then one day, my ex-wife, who lives next door to her, she called her and said, I need you to go with me. Said, your grandmother ain't answering the phone. She said, I ain't supposed to be around nobody. And she said, I need you to go with me because you've been in the doctor field, you know. So she went with her. She didn't want to, but she went with her. And she said that when I got there, the old woman had COVID.
Oh.
And so 4 of my grandkids and my daughter was there. They all got COVID.
Oh.
And my daughter, they'd take her. It took about 3 days, and then it finally, she couldn't taste, she couldn't smell. She called me, and she said, Daddy, I can't taste anything, I can't smell.
Oh.
She said, so I'm going to Medical City, Dallas.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'll be down there. She said, no, won't you come down here? She said, because you get sick easy. She said, I don't want you to get this.
Yeah.
So I kept going over there, but the nurses and the doctors wouldn't let me go up. They called the police on me.
Oh.
So I made them put an iPad in there and where I could talk to her, you know, and FaceTime or whatever it is. And then she texted me one night and she said, Daddy, she said, they're going to take me to COVID ICU. She said, I'm horrified. She never got scared of nothing.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear the text thing go off, and maybe an hour passed by, and I woke up at like midnight. I kept trying to call her, kept trying to call them. I went down there. They wouldn't let me in.
Oh.
And she said she fixed it so nobody could go in there. And I said, I need to go in there and see my daughter.
Yeah.
They said, no, you need to get out of here because that's what she wanted. It's her wishes. She don't want you to get sick. So, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days, maybe they called me. Her aunt called me. She said, Donald, she said, I'm so sorry to hear about Kathleen. I didn't know. I was on the phone. I was on hold with the hospital so I could talk to her.
Yeah.
Because I called every 45 minutes to check on her. And she said, oh my Lord, she said, you don't know. And she hung up. And about that time, my ex-wife called and said, we lost her. And I said, there ain't no way.
Yeah.
And because she was 36 years old.
Oh, that's not much.
She was 35. And then, so my other daughter was living there with me. And my son lived across the street. I wouldn't go out. I was on a record call, and my other daughter wouldn't answer the phone. It was just a few minutes, a couple months later, and she wouldn't answer the phone, and so I sent somebody over to check on her, and she was like she was asleep on the floor.
Oh.
You know? So they called 911, and I stayed on the phone with them, and I just left the car in Dallas. I said, I ain't messing with it. I gotta go. And so I got home, and of course, doing what I do, I know all the police and all the ambulance people, first responders, and so they caught me outside, and they opened that pickup over the other door on a gray pickup of mine. Cranked it. They got me a bottle of water, and my aunt and uncle was there, and my cousins were there. House was full of people, man. Doing,
Yeah.
stuff to
CPR.
her.
CPR.
Yeah, and so one guy come out. He said, "We've got her kind of going okay right now, Don. Don't worry." One police, and I was police, so my duty belt
Yeah.
and my gun and
Yeah.
my riot gun and stuff is all in the house,
Yeah.
hanging on the
Wall.
wall.
Yeah.
And so one of the captains come out and they said she didn't make it.
Oh.
And I said, how? She had to have made it.
Yeah.
And so they said I couldn't go in. And then the captain from the sheriff's, he come over and he said, Don, he said, I see your duty belt hanging in there with your gun in it and your other guns. He said, would it be all right if somebody takes those guns for about 6 months or a year? And I said, man, I don't care what you do. I really don't. And so they made me go home with my uncle and aunt. And I had to do the funeral for the first one. And she wanted to be cremated. And so I had her, just got her thing back, the ashes. And the second one, she wanted a grave, be in the grave. So I bought two. The grave things, or the ground, the dirt, is like $9,000 each.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I bought two of them. I bought two spots. And so somebody told me you can put 3 people in one spot now. And so I said, okay. So I had my daughters had a big picture painted over, made both of them. And I had her urn there. And then the same preachers preached my first daughters and my cousins. They preached the second one. And so one daughter, she had 2 funerals, you might say.
Yeah.
So I told them to open the casket just for a minute, and I put the urn inside.
Yeah.
And that damn funeral, people told me, said, that cost $2,500 extra.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I said, you son of bitches are train robbers. And I
Yeah,
said,
they're all
"Y'all-"
robbers, man.
I said, y'all take advantage of people when they're gullible, you know? And so we went ahead, and the thing cost $18,000 outside the ground.
Oh, God.
And then the funeral for my second daughter cost $26,000.
Oh.
She didn't have no insurance. I just paid.
Oh.
So, but I got insurance on me.
Yeah.
And because I just turned 60.
Yeah.
And so I don't want them to have my son to have to worry with nothing.
Worry anything about it.
No, I just want him to be able to. I mean, I put him as beneficiary on my check account, my business, and there's money enough in there to do whatever. But I got $200,000 worth of insurance.
Yeah.
So, but my daughter, my oldest daughter, I had 4 grandkids at the time. 2, she had 2, and my other daughter had 2, and then she had the third one. And my daughter, that was the first one, she put $50,000 in each one of them's name.
Oh.
So when they turn 18, they get $50,000.
Right.
And so she was thinking always about the kids, you know. And man, it's kind of messed my grandkids with their mind, you know. One of my little grandsons, the middle one, he's 8 years old. He comes and he goes out there and he looks at that car every time.
Yeah.
I try and I put it over here so he can see it. And he'll stand there and look at the picture. He misses his mama real bad.
Yeah.
And then the girls, they're all so screwed up right now. I mean, I didn't see them Thanksgiving, Christmas. Wind blowing.
Oh, shit.
I didn't see them Thanksgiving, Christmas, or nothing. And so I thought, well, I guess they got something on their mind. I don't know.
How old are they?
One of them's 17, the other one's 15, one's 14, and then 8, and the other one is 3.
So they're living with their parents?
They're living with my ex-wife.
Oh.
Their daddy didn't want them.
Oh, shit.
Neither daddy. Nothing to do with
That's
them.
fucked up, man.
Yeah, my daughter, she went in, the second daughter, how come she passed away? She went in and had the baby, had a C-section.
Oh.
And they wasn't supposed to do C-section.
Yeah.
And she was hurting real bad. She lived with me. And I told her, I said, I'll go in there and take you some medicine, take a shower. And
Yeah.
she was going to cook Thursday night. She was going to cook spaghetti.
Yeah.
So that's what I like. And so I told her, don't worry about cooking nothing for me. Because, man, I didn't get out of the chair. I just sat there in the dark. Next morning, she got up and she was good, you know, and she was going to take the boy to school. And she said, Daddy, she said, go to work today. Get out of here. Don't just sit in this house all day in the dark. And they were afraid I was going to kill myself or something I did.
Yeah.
So I said, after the cops wanted to take my guns. And so I said, I'll do something, you know. And I did. And then, sure enough, that day, she passed away. If I would just stay home that day.
Oh, don't blame yourself, man.
Yeah.
But she had a brain hemorrhage, probably.
No, it was they give her fentanyl patches.
Oh,
to
shit.
Put on her back because her back was hurting her bad.
Uh-huh.
They give her a box of fentanyl patches to take home. And you can't do that shit.
Shit,
you
man.
Doctors got to be the ones
Yeah.
that do that shit. And so I told the medical examiner, I said, I want a full
Investigation.
Yeah, I said, I want a toxicology,
Yeah.
everything. And so when they come, one of the cops come out here and the nurse, whoever it is, the medical examiner.
Yeah.
And they said she had a massive amount of fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
In her system.
It's going around,
I said,
man. People get used to
It's a
that.
patch. I said, it's a damn patch. I took them and give them the.
Who gave the patch?
The damn hospital.
Are you
They
shit?
Give them a box. They gave her a box full of them.
Why will you give her a fucking box?
She put 2 on, and she didn't. You know, she was still hurting.
And she put more. She more
Yeah,
probably
put
more.
2.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? A good friend of mine, he worked the case,
Yeah.
and they thought that it was like she might have committed suicide or something.
Yeah.
At first. And I said she didn't kill herself. She had a baby in the hospital. She just waiting on it. She's supposed to get him out Friday.
Yeah.
And so she passed away, and so I said, you know, like I said, I had to go plan that funeral, and then the people at the funeral home, they wanted to give me shit over there
Yeah.
because I wanted to do both of them the same way,
It's the same way.
and I wanted to have 2 preachers
Yeah.
and 6 songs.
Yeah.
And that guy told me, he said, 1 preacher, 3 songs.
Oh shit.
I said, you son of a bitch, you better not start acting crazy
Yeah.
today. I said, because I'm the one paying for it.
Yeah.
And I said, if it's your kid laying up here, you can do what you want.
Yeah.
You don't even have to sing them songs. And so they went ahead and let us do it. And it's on the website of them. You know, they video it.
Yeah, video, yeah.
And I've sat down in there and I've watched them a couple of times, watched the video, and I can see me there and
Yeah.
the people and my daughter's caskets and all that shit. But I try not to watch it because it messes me up too bad.
Yeah, don't watch it, man. And don't feel guilty. And it's all in God's hand, you know.
Yeah,
It's at the end, He has written the plan for us.
Yeah, you know, I'm an ordained minister
Yeah.
in the Church of God,
Okay.
and you know, I know what the Bible says.
Yeah.
You know, it says that, you know, when you're born, you're given a date right then when you're going to go.
Yeah.
And so, you know, unless you do free will or something,
Yeah.
take your life.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm like, man, this is just too much for me to.
Too much, yeah.
Too much for me to.
One person handling all this is too much.
Yeah, my ex-wife didn't want to mess with it. She did not.
Or what about your wife that had the baby? These two.
My
So-
wife.
yeah,
was-
ex-wife.
was-
She didn't
Yeah, she didn't want to mess with it.
Oh, she didn't.
She didn't want to think about it. She didn't want to.
God, man, I
She
don't
didn't
know.
want to see them or nothing. And I went in and seen them, took pictures and everything. And then my grandkids, my older ones, they asked me about their mother and the 2 girls. And they said, "Can you show us a picture?" I called their grandma and I said, "Do you think they should see the pictures?"
Yeah.
But she didn't look the same.
Nice.
It was hard for me to even accept it because that COVID makes you blow up so big and everything. And it didn't look the same, and so
Oh
it didn't look like her, you know.
Well, may God bless them in their soul and give you the strength, because that's most important for
Yeah.
you.
My son, he was staying over here. I bought him a camper and put it around there.
Oh, good.
He was going to